Everybody loves the smell and the taste of freshly made bread at home. Now, Lakeland's Silicone Bread Maker is kind of changing the way that we make bread. You don't need a mixing bowl, you keep all the worktop clean and tidy. Everything is done in this smart little piece of kit, and I'm going to show you how to use it. It's really great. You mix your dough in it, you prove your dough in there, it bakes in the oven up to 220 degrees, and it goes in the dishwasher. It's no mess, no fuss, great bread. So first of all, open it out, and it's got your mixing bowl. Great. Straight onto the scales. Then I turn my digital scales on, so I've kind of got a 0, and I know that I can add everything in, I can mix the bread, away we go. So I've got a nice mix here, and I'm going to put 350 grams of strong flour, but it's also got lots of grains and goodness in it. I like that kind of bread. Okay, I've got some easy active yeast, so this is dried yeast, usually either 1 sachet or a good heaped teaspoon. Okay, and then salt, I want about 7 grams, so what I'm going to do is a teaspoon as well, and just put that to one side out of the way. And then we're just going to mix all that together. So if I just lift it up and run it through my fingers, it means that the salt, the yeast and the flour all blend together, so you don't get any pockets of salt, which would not be nice, and yeast. So we know we'll get a lovely even rise. Okay, so give it a little shake. And then I'm going to 0 the scales again, because I'm going to add the water in a minute. So I want about 280 mils of water to 300, somewhere in the middle. It depends on what kind of flour you're using. Different flours absorb different amount of moisture. So I'm going to go with 250 to begin with. Right, so lift it off the scales, don't need that. I'm just going to get my hand in and just start to mix, just as you would normally in a mixing bowl. Okay, so I've got a ball of dough, okay? So what I'm gonna add is some hazelnuts. And then I've got some prunes, which will they're full of goodness, full of flavor, give a real nice sort of sweetness. I'm just gonna kind of chop them up. So I've got all my flavors, all my ingredients in there. I'm just gonna scrunch it all together. That's it. All inside the bowl. It's got these handles as well, so you can just easily knead this together. And because it's silicone, nothing sticks, which is great. So even in the baking process, the bread will just slide straight out. In the kneading process, it has kind of made bread making at home really, really easy. So I've shaped the dough. I'm just going to take a little bit of flour and just kind of scatter it on, because I quite like it when you bake the bread up and it kind of puffs up and it crusts out and you have this wonderful kind of white flour. It just makes it look really lovely. And then all you do is you take this little tab here and slide it into the hole there, and you've got this little handle. I'm going to leave this bread to prove at room temperature for an hour or until it doubles in size, and then the whole thing is going in the oven at 200 degrees for about 45 minutes until it's all puffed up and it sounds nice and hollow. The steam inside will help with develop the crust as well, so you will come out with a fabulous bread. My bread has now proved for an hour. It has doubled in size, it's really light and aerated, and this silicone maker has kind of held its shape together, so it means that you get that wonderful bloomer shape of bread. So the whole thing is going in the oven, 200 degrees, I've preheated the oven, in it goes. This bread has been baking now about 45 minutes, smells incredible, so I'm just going to bring it out. So there we go. Oh, smells good. Right, so carefully, just using an oven cloth or a tea towel, look, lift that out. There we go. Wow, look at that. So there you go. That is my loaf of bread, baked in Lakeland's Silicone Bread Maker. If we just tap it, sounds hollow. that means it's usually cooked. A good indication that it's cooked. This can go in the dishwasher, and then we can just cut it up when it's cool and have a beautiful loaf of bread. That's how you use Lakeland's Bread Maker.